It's like 5:45 Central Time, and I was getting in my car about 10 minutes ago to go home, and I thought I got to turn around and come back in here and just lay out the facts. Hillary Clinton, George Soros, the big offshore banks, Jeff Bezos, the Rockefellers, Bill Gates, all these eugenicist Nazi dirtbags like Ted Turner and Oprah Winfrey, who's part of these admitted secret Nazi meetings. This is so crazy. They're winning. And I'm going to try to quantify that, but I only cheerlead things that are positive that are really happening. And there's a lot of positive things happening. But that said, my expectations are not low. I want to change the world. So let me try to lay this out as best I can. Watching myself and Roger Stone and Owen Schroyer and the rest of the people that we have as regular hosts on my broadcast and on the War Room and other shows kind of vitriolically celebrate how the whole fake Russiagate scam has fallen apart and talk about how Hillary was in bed with the Russians and Uranium One and Mueller caught on tarmacs with uranium and with oligarchs and ha ha ha, oh look, they're the ones really in bed with Russia and China. Day one, that was a fact. And the way they took the WikiLeaks and all the crimes they'd committed inside those, and the way they took Russiagate and Chinagate and the fact that globalism screws over nation states like America and changed the subject onto INFOWARS and Roger Stone and Donald Trump, and the fact that we debated them for 2 years and showed how they were frauds and showed how they were liars and showed how the Democrats colluded at the Justice Department and FBI to create this fraud, and now we sit around celebrating that their whole thing's come up empty? I'm going to try to be real calm here, but let me explain this. They changed the subject. If I come home and my wife's got a line of 10 guys in the bed with her, and she jumps up and says, screw you, I heard you were cheating on me. We don't have a 2-year investigation about whether I was cheating or not. I just caught my wife, hypothetically, with 10 guys running a train on her ass. They got video cameras set up. They're filming it for Pornhub, hypothetically. If I celebrate a year later that she had an investigation of me and she didn't find me cheating on her, well, a year later, honey, you didn't catch me cheating on you. It wasn't true. She's like, yeah, dumbass, you caught 10 guys running a train on me for a porn site. You walked in while they were lined up, and I changed the subject like a Jedi mind trick. These aren't the droids you're looking for. See what I mean? Because it's the same level. The Clintons are the globalists. The Clintons have sold us out to all these interests. They made one-sided deals with China, North Korea, you name it, Mexico, to bring America to its knees. They admit in the WikiLeaks and how they staged elections and stole billions and funded radical Islam and Al-Qaeda and ISIS. And they just changed the subject by accusing us. Oh, you American first people, you patriots that want to cut taxes and bring jobs back, you were the foreigners. You work for the Russians. And then we go, oh, really? We don't work for them? That's ridiculous. Here, look at all our records. Oh, look, once we talked to a Russian. You see that mind game? you see how that mind game works, and you see how Hillary Clinton, George Soros, Fareed Zakaria, all these globalist dirtbags that are write books about how they want to get rid of America and how American exceptionalism sucks, and Obama and all his anti-American crap and all his Arab Spring and them funding radical Islam, taking over all over the world. And then they turn it around on us when we have an election, and against all their fake polls and all their fake town halls and all their fake garbage, questions being given to Hillary for the debates, despite that wall of fraud, and the New York Times saying for a year, 99% chance, 98% chance Hillary's going to win. America stood up to that wall of lies. Pants down. They woke up to us. What do? Say they're all Russians, put them on the defensive, make them fight with us all day about that. It doesn't matter. It's not true. It changes the subject of how we're these corrupt losers that sold the country out to all these foreign interests. We're the people that are anti-American. We're the globalist. America just had a electoral realignment revolution to try to bring back not a Republican, not a conservative, but a pro-Americana, America rebuilding president who a year and a half later has proven that's what he's for and is bucking the whole thing. And then those of us that sit there and play along to the accusations, hey, you raped your wife. There's no proof of it. Let me spend a year and a half proving I didn't. F you, traitor. Shut the hell up. Boom. Politically. It's like on the internet, they're always putting out some story with some wild thing about me, with some Democratic Party law firm putting it out. I don't respond. I'm supposed to crap my pants, crawl in a hole, go away. They file these fake lawsuits. 6 months later, they drop them because they're fake. Just because some piece of crap Democrat globalist scumbag puts some damn lie out about me doesn't mean I roll over and piss on myself like some victim. I'm not a leftist. I'm not into victimology. I'm into victoryology. But I just wanted to point this out, that if we sit here and continue to go, oh, look, no Russian collusion. Oh, look. Oh, yeah, like the Russians can even wipe their asses. Like they can even make their streetlights work nationwide. Nothing against the Russians. They got a big, giant, biggest country in the world. They got their own problems. They're one of the most unpolitically engaged groups out there. The Vatican, the EU, Hollywood, the big corporations, Amazon, Google, Twitter, Apple, God, slave factories. I mean, they are the organized crooks we got to worry about that see America and everybody else is a bunch of weak chumps. They can just virtue signal and roll over when they pay no taxes and have slave factories. But as long as they say, I'm for Black Lives Matter, I'm funding Childish Gambino. Well, God almighty, who cares if you don't pay taxes, Apple? You're funding Childish Gambino, where he's running at the end from America. He can't run quick enough to America. And all the ass-kissing, dumbass white people to go buy his crap and watch his stupid-ass movies to prove and virtue signal, riding on his ding-dong, that they're bowing down to his crap. Because America is a bunch of bleeding hearts that want to feel bad, want to feel like they did something wrong. That's why we can be manipulated. So again, Hillary's big victory is her trying to steal an election. That old, evil, twisted, demonic, vampire-looking lady with all her crimes behind her, and the fact that we rejected her, and so they've got to force feed her to us and then tell us that we're Russians, and then a year and a half later we're like, hey, look, no evidence. Woo! Woo! We were dumbasses for a year and even debated this and even let them take control of the narrative and change the whole subject from her in bed with the Russians and the Chinese and all these other countries selling us out, because that's what globalism is. But they successfully projected onto us who they are. And then they cranked up the censorship that they already had planned once she won, but she lost. They're going ahead with their same plan to shut down nationalism, conservatism, libertarianism, free market, capitalism, and they're just doing it. And we still sit there like CNN, MSNBC with almost no viewers and 30% reduction in CNN in the last month, like they're the boss. Oh, God, you called me some name. Let me respond. Oh, hell, CNN, you called me racist. Let me shit my pants here and apologize to you. And Jesus, prove I'm not who you say I am. Are we really land of the free and home of the brave? Or are we a land of virtue signaling cucks? You know, I figured out why George Soros and Hillary and all them hate me more than anybody. Because I'm nothing special, but I don't buy their BS, man. I don't bow down to their crooked ass crap. And I see through them. So everybody keeps doubling down, trying to prove they're not a Russian. Everybody keeps trying to kiss the ass of the most corrupt Hollywood scum in the world. And why do they hate Trump? Because he's not doing it. He knows it's a joke. That's leadership. And INFOWARS is leadership. So, Hillary lost the election. Hillary lost everything. WikiLeaks should have sent her to prison. Her illegal server, all the foreign, all of it. But somehow they took victory from the jaws of defeat and spun it onto telling us, okay, saying you're racist doesn't work anymore. You're a spy. And then you look at all the leftist followers. They go get 2 or 3, 4 degrees. They're looking for a job. They're scared it isn't delivering. They got $500,000 in debt. And they just see us that are trying to struggle and live. They go, you're the threat, not the big universities and banks that screwed me. Those of you that say it's a scam, you're the threat. Conform and make me a winner. You think these cold-blooded corporations are going to take care of you? They give you this fake currency of being promoted on social media, if you're anti-American or a globalist, but none of it puts food on your table. And none are so blind as those that have eyes and can't see. None are so enslaved as those that think they're part of the power structure. So, hey, there are a lot of big conservative and libertarian and nationalistic losers that buy into all this guilt cosmology and proving you're not a Russian agent and all this stuff they change the subject with. But the biggest losers are the left. God, they brag about it in the Facebook and Google documents that have been public. Their own executives leak it. They're so guilty about how they try to keep you depressed and alone and use bots to manipulate you, and how they prey on you, and how they see you as nothing but a commodity, and how they're trying to make people more and more pathetic, more and more controllable. But see, if you buy into that, I think that's called evil. I think you inherently resonate towards being losers, but once you understand you're in the jaws of failure, you want to drag us with you. That's the big secret, isn't it? If you could run somebody, if you could act like the tentacle that got you and was dragging you back into cultural and destiny oblivion, if you could drag us that were conscious down with you, somehow you would have victory. But you're just the spirit of what overtook you. So for God's sakes, let's talk about what was in the WikiLeaks. Let's talk about Hillary's crimes. Let's talk about Soros and the globalists. Let's talk about how much better the country's gotten because things are turning around because the globalists are trying to make us poor by design. Let's change the subject to what got Trump elected and what made INFOWARS great, instead of sitting there responding to MSM and the rotting facade that is CNN. Or Hillary, George Soros, Barack Obama, the Democratic Party, and all their little slaves and minions are winners. That's it for this live transmission. I've got one more coming up, though, because if you don't support No Whites Day at Evergreen College, it's year 2. They're expanding it to other colleges. You're a bad person. The opposite of what Martin Luther King said, and look at how the left have just completely converted and are pushing the corporatist system of total anti-liberal division because they have no souls. They have no rudders. They have no basis. No, Hillary's a loser. Hillary lost the election. But they're winning by changing the subject from what they did and the crimes they committed and the things they were engaged in. That's it for this live transmission. Infowars.com, newswars.com. The war room is coming to an end right now with Owen Schroyer.